Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back yet again for the third and final time to the Entity's Campfire. We are here on the Dead Sands playing some Artist. This is our final match of week 2. For the side of Hollow, we have Vamp. For the side of Izalith, Brokeman, Zimmy, Valdez, and Just Adam. Valdez taking chase over to the Corrupt Intervention side of the map here. Want to make sure we do not run into any walls here. Birds being sent. Very good birds here. We are going to be able to maybe get this into a tag here. Vamp maybe thought trajectory of the birds was a little bit different here. Going to be able to get the birds off. Very good stuff from Valdez, dodging these birds, best of our ability. A tag onto Valdez, however. And we're actually going ahead and take our distance back to where we were taking chase, probably because we want to die on this one side of the map here. Birds now going to be sent here in just a second, maybe to shut off this tile. Very good stuff from Valdez, taking the distance that we have here in order to dodge the shot from the birds here. Just Adam now taking chase instead of Valdez. Birds happening. We're both here. 1 down and 2 downs. Oh my goodness. This is an incredible start for Vamp. Izalith in a bit of trouble here. A PR coming in from Adam. Now sending birds to scout out the generators a little bit. Don't quite find anyone just yet. We want to find Valdez here and maybe take another hook. Maybe we're not really interested. Maybe we more want to defend what we have already. We have really good pressure as it is, so maybe we don't want to count our eggs before they hatch here. Just take what we have. And Zimmy actually going to go for the pickup on to Valdez here. Want to protect this unhook a little bit. We don't yet know exactly where Zimmy is. However, Zimmy getting picked up off the ground does give Vamp some information. We're heading back over to that area, because maybe we suspect someone is stealthing for this, and I think it is Zimmy. Yeah, Zimmy is here stealthing for this unhook here. Valdez leaving and taking their distance. Maybe gonna get on a generator here. Yeah, working the generator off in the distance. And they will actually pop it. It's going to be 2 gens completed here. It's going to be a trade, however. Coming in on to Zimmy. Adam now taking chase over at the shack. 1 bird to land true. Getting rid of the borrowed time. Dropping shack here. Gives Adam just a little bit more distance. Wants to send birds maybe to scout out for a survivor lurking for the pickup onto Zimmy here. Has this strong 2-tile area. Once one tile is broken, it turns into a bit of a 50-50. However, when they're both up, you can play it very effectively. Just 1 break is enough, as Adam now going to be taking distance. Wants to head back over to the tile here. Adam trying to play these rocks effectively, but it's not going to quite work out for Adam, as we are simply going to go down. Zimmy picked up off the ground. Brokeman working a gen. We need the generator pressure. Adam gonna get taken into the basement. This is a precarious spot to be in if you are a survivor against the Artist. The Artist, one of the best basement campers in the entire game, besides maybe Huntress. And obviously your Bubba, your Billy, etc., etc. So, besides that, this is a really good position for Vamp. We do see a chase onto Brokeman, this generator. A little bit of progress here. Loud noise notification going on in the corner. They're sending birds over to that generator. Killer Instinct going to be activated. We want to maybe find a tag onto that generator to get birds attached. However, Adam now going to be taken out of the basement. 1 bird, 2 bird. However, we're eating these birds. Very well played from Zimmy. We still have 1 bird to worry about, though. Valdez or Adam is still down there. Oh no, this is Adam. Never mind. It looked similar to Nia for me. It was the hoodie, but Valdez is still. Actually, it wasn't even Valdez that got the unhook. It was Brokeman. But very well played from the survivors of Izalith here. Sending birds. We need to find where Adam went. Valdez gonna be eating the birds here. Maybe we can go for a bit of a play with the birds. Can we get the down? We do! Very good stuff from Vamp here. Down onto Valdez. Applies a lot of pressure here. Now taking chase onto Brokeman. Eating the birds. Completely fine with that, and it will mean a down onto Brokeman. Adam, however, is going to go ahead and pick up Valdez over on the corner of the map here. Zimmy about to pop yet another gen, but the question is, can we make this pain resonance before that happens? It's going to be actually pretty close here. It's very close, actually. We barely don't get it. Wait, but that's not the generator. Wait, what? There is a different high progress generator? There is. Are you seeing that? We are about to get down to one generator remaining. Very good stuff from the survivors of Izalith, not letting out their pressure for anything. That pain resonance was more necessary than I even predicted. Now we want to protect this generator, let it regress a little bit, send birds to try to harass it. Zimmy gonna go ahead and work it with a little bit of aggression here. Maybe allow the other survivors to go for the unhook, but here's the thing. You can't really allow that as Zimmy dies for the gen. One generator remaining. Valdez and Adam, both injured parties, both up and running. There is Adam, our tunnel out survivor. The question is, do you continue chase onto Adam, or do you take the position you're in right now and try to find Valdez? There is Valdez. And it appears, yeah, we have a very strong position here. It's up to Zimmy to crawl now. Brokeman gonna be dying in just a second. Or going second stage in just a second, my apologies. There is Valdez. Now taking chase at this ornament pile here. Wants to go ahead and pre-bird the window here. Gonna be able to do so. Do you actually, you force locker? Probably the smart play there, just to delay a little bit of time, allow Adam to be able to go for these pickups, or this pickup and this unhook here. Gives a little bit more pressure back to our survivor players. However, Vamp is still in a very strong position. We have 2 hooks, 2 injured parties. We are actually going to get the unhook on to Zimmy here, and that is a slingshot and a half. Very good stuff there from Vamp, as Zimmy going to go ahead and take chase. Wants to win this pallet, swinging through a short swing to end the chase. Wowie. Wants to send birds. Pressure that reset a little bit. Picking up Zimmy. Zimmy not dead just yet. Take our pain resonance. If we had one. It's kind of did. And Adam will be fully reset. Because Vamp was approaching the reset, we had no choice but to just take Adam and finish. Valdez will not be fully reset here. We could be seeing a very quick down, and that is a very quick down onto Valdez. Picking up Valdez now. Looking for a hook. You do find one very easily. Brokeman working a generator over on the top side of the map. Want to send birds. Maybe we can catch off Brokeman on that generator. Maybe the trajectory was a little bit off there. We'll try again. Maybe that's not even the generator that they're working. I don't think it is. I think we're working that middle generator there. But a good stun onto Adam, but it will cost him a health state. Being able to vault the shack window here. We need to avoid this generator best we possibly can. And Adam is so far doing so quite well. But it looks like it isn't that generator. Okay, so we were just missing a little bit with the trajectory. That is unfortunate. Brokeman committing for the generator. They were doubling it, in fact, but it's not going to quite happen. Adam is now going to be able to go for this unhook here. We are picking out Brokeman from the locker. And it's going to give Zimmy... Zimmy can't work the gen. Zimmy cannot work the gen. Very unfortunate stuff for Zimmy here. So we're going to play it a little bit safer. We have 3 injured parties. That generator is so close to popping. You can still pop a final generator, but it's going to require that you play it a little slow, play it a little bit for resets. And there is the double of that generator going on. Repelling their birds. Gonna send birds yet again. We are now doubling that generator yet again. We are afraid of Zimmy working this topside generator here, so we have to be very cautious. Birds placed onto our survivor players here. At some point, Vamp is going to have to leave. And it looks like Vamp is choosing to do so right now. Doubling of the generator. Going to have to leave, unfortunately. Valdez now in chase. It needs to be a strong one here if we want to have a chance at popping another generator. And unfortunately, very good birds coming in from Vamp, allowing for Valdez to go down. That is going to be 2 deaths. 1 generator remaining. Zimmy working this corner generator. Here's the thing. Was Valdez pain resonanced? She wasn't! That was necessary. If you didn't find that pain resonance there, that gen pops. Adam, back on this generator. You need to last. Sending birds. Birds land true. That's going to give Adam, it's going to give Vamp a little bit more time. Needs to find a shot onto Adam. 1 bird, 2 bird. Can it land true? It does! Beautiful shots from Vamp. If Zimmy gets found here, this is a 4K with 1 gen remaining. Zimmy, so far, however, stealthing pretty well. But it looks like we're actually going to be trying to stealth our way over to pick up Adam. Vamp doing an exceptional job at this patrol. You never kicked this generator, by the way. And unfortunately, we do find Zimmy. Had we not have found Zimmy, maybe there was a chance Lithing to last a little bit longer. Good dodge at the birds, but here's the thing. That did lose you a lot of distance here. Can you actually make this tile? I don't think it's that close. I think it's going to be a down. On to Zimmy. A 4K with 1 gen remaining. A very, very good try from the survivors of Izalith. Very well played from Vamp. Assuming Adam does not bleed out. This is full points for the killer. And there it is. Adam will be picked up. A 4K1. Very respectable result on the artist on Dead Sands. When we come back, we will see if Izalith's killer can shape up. Stay tuned. And we are back for the second round of set number 1 here of Hollow versus Izalith. For the side of Izalith, Valdez. For the side of Hollow, Sparky, Vamp, Remy, and Slasher. The question is, what is their win condition? Well, their win condition is 4K2, not a 4K1. A 4K1 will actually result in a loss for Izalith here due to a penalty that was incurred. So, well, we are seeing the fact that no less than a 4K2 will be good enough to win this match. Vamp and Remy doubling a generator, Sparky working a generator off in the distance somewhere as well. Slasher lasting a very, very long time, dodging the birds. They're necessary, however, a tag will happen no matter what. Can't really avoid that tag. As we're continuing chase over on this filler palette here, Vamp and Remy have really good gen efficiency here. Having this down onto Slasher now, forcing the locker just to waste even more time will allow that generator to pop. The gen would have popped anyway, most likely, but it means Sparky gets a little bit of progress before Pain Resonance comes in. Sending birds here, trying to see if maybe we can find the generator that was being worked. Remy working this generator off in the distance here. The question is, can we actually get a tag onto Remy for our troubles? Good dodge from Remy there. Tries maybe to win that pallet, but unfortunately gonna get tagged. Heading over to Shaq now. Maybe we don't want to... we might see Remy choosing not to drop the Shaq pallet here just because we do want to preserve it for the tunnel out chase. The thing is, though, I think Remy is actually being committed to. Remy is actually being committed to, and unfortunately will simply be going down. Cannot possibly make that pallet, as even if we didn't get there, birds would be sent and we just die. So we have no choice but to take as much distance as we possibly can. It's going to be a Pain Resonance on to Sparky's gen yet again. This very close to popping gen at that. Very unfortunate stuff. Sparky, no choice but to stealth a little bit. Finds yet another gen to work. While that's happening, Slasher gonna go ahead and stealth for this unhook here. We do find a totem off on this corner of the map here. Sparky now taking chase at this filler tile. Breaking the pallet. Sparky gonna be able to take a little bit of distance here. Playing this Ornament tile very efficiently. It looks like we're choosing to actually leave here, go back to these generators. Remy gets unhooked. I think we need a tunnel out. A 4K2 is a very steep win condition for the artist on the Dead Sands here, so a tunnel out will absolutely be necessary. We're committing to the heal, and we do actually get it, but does it actually result in a tag anyway is the thing. No, it doesn't. Beautiful stuff coming in from Remy as we are able to make this pallet a stun. Very good stuff from Remy. And now we're able to make Shaq, it looks like. Remy, we've switched to tunnel out targets here. Choosing to go ahead and drop the Shaq pallet. Very good stuff here. Wants to go ahead and send birds, maybe land a target, but unfortunately it's not going to quite land true. Making this little rock pile here. Not really much here to loop, unfortunately. It will mean that Remy will simply be taking a tag here. Going over to the top side of the map. Another generator off in the distance. About to pop. Slasher on one. Vamp on one. Sparky also on one. 3 different generators being operated here. And 2 of them are about to pop. We're about to see the 4K2 come into play. Another generator after then will mean a win for Hollow. Beautiful stuff from Remy, taking an exceptionally good chase. Picking up Remy now. We want to go ahead and hook somewhere remote. Maybe we just hook here, actually, because we want to try to get back into the action as quickly as possible. Find whatever gen Sparky is working. And we do believe it was that gen, maybe? Vamp here for the unhook on to Remy. And this is actually Slasher. Slasher now taking chase at this filler tile. We're actually going to go ahead and commit to it. That does mean that I think Sparky will have just enough time to... Not even just enough time, but enough time in general to pop the gen. Taking him to the corner, knowing what he has to do. Doesn't mind the fact that he takes a tag there. Sparky popping the generator. That is going to be a win for Hollow. Now we are playing for style points here. We are playing for any sort of respect points that we can. Do we make this pallet? We do not. Slasher gonna go down on a pallet here. We need to be very careful. Maybe we have a pallet saver. A very good try from Sparky. Just a little bit too far, unfortunately. Slasher getting taken over to this far generator where Vamp is working. Has no choice but to leave it. Sending birds. Not going to result in a tag here. A kick of that generator. Now, here's the thing. The artist can patrol these two generators. We saw Vamp be able to do it perfectly fine, but he did it in a 2v1. So the question is, will we be able to find a 2v1 very quickly here? The only way to do that is if we find Remy and kill Remy, and then immediately go back to Slasher, kill Slasher, and then prevent a gen popping all at that same time. That's going to be very, very difficult and a tall order for Valdez to actually accomplish here. Sending birds to the unhook. We don't find anyone just yet. Slasher getting unhooked, however. For the people coming through from Vamp. Now, here's the thing. That hook is exceptionally close to a generator. The question is, do we actually see a doubling of that generator here? We want to go behind this rock. We can dodge the birds quite easily with that, and we can easily make a pallet as well because of it. Beautiful stuff here from Sparky. Looping very effectively. Here's Remy to take a body block hit. And smart, too, because this is your fresh hook. Looping around this rock. Do we switch targets? We do not. Ooh, Sparky may have double backed a little bit, thinking that our killer player was actually going to try to mind game there, but it's not going to happen as the gen does pop in the distance, though. Want to patrol these gates best we possibly can. Sending birds over to this right side of the map. Slasher working it. We're continuing to work it. We're continuing to work it. And it will actually pay off as all survivors, except for Sparky, will be getting out of this gate. Good win for Hollow. And when we come back, we will be going to a bit of a spookier set. We'll be going to the ghost face. Stay tuned for that. Welcome back, everyone, to the final set here of week 2. Playing some more Hollow versus Izalith here for the side of Izalith. Valdez playing the Ghostface on the Larry's Memorial Institute. For the side of Hollow, we have Sparky, Remy Slasher, and Vamp. The Ghostface, a pretty difficult set here. Can actually be pretty tough if you're not really on comms. Well, I say on comms, if you're not efficient on the comms. Considered one of the hardest sets in Dead by Daylight competitive, or in competitive Dead by Daylight. And we are continuing chase over on the bottom side of the map here. So our survivors not in chase currently can rest easily that they will not be found working a generator or caught off guard. But unfortunately, Remy now gonna get found. You want to go ahead and stealth. Try to stalk Remy as best we possibly can. We do get Remy 99. That's gonna be extremely useful for later. That's probably going to be common here. Remy is 99. And there is Vamp. Going to get caught off guard as well. Taking a tag by Valdez. We want to find our chase into Remy here. Here's the thing. You don't mind maybe chasing a little bit longer to get our power back. Drop of the pallet. We get a resource out of the way. And we're about to get a full stock onto Remy as well. There it is, full stock onto Remy. Drop leg knife chief coming in. Can we get the tag? No, barely. Not able to. Can we get it here? No, barely not able to. Valdez just not quite able to land these hits here. Remy gonna be able to loop this efficiently. No, barely gets mind gamed by the crouch from Valdez. Beautiful stuff coming in from Valdez there. Getting it down onto Remy. And our generator efficiency, I think, has stalled a little bit. First hook onto Remy to begin the game. Main building currently being worked. TV room, if you will. And we found Slasher. That is incredible. A tag onto Slasher as well. Gonna put more pressure onto our survivors here. Unhook coming in from Remy. Going back into stealth mode, maybe we can catch Remy off guard here. And we do actually find Sparky. A good tag onto Sparky as well. Dropping the pallet. Want to buy a little bit of distance here. Sparky's going to be able to make this God pallet. No worries whatsoever on that. We will get our power back, however. And we do see this main building being worked currently. We do have to leave it, unfortunately, but it was very, very close to being done. A reveal coming in from Vamp, very much needed. Are you able to fake out this window? You are. Good stuff from Vamp. And it will mean Valdez simply will be leaving. We do see someone over here stealthing. And there is Slasher. Slasher now taking chase over at this filler pallet here. You can rest somewhat assured that this pallet is safe once it is not dropped. Once it is dropped, however, it becomes a little bit harder to play. However, it looks like Valdez choosing to actually kick the pallet. Probably the smartest decision here. Just get rid of resources. We're playing a little bit for the mid-game here. The Ghostface tends to be one of those sets that lasts a little bit longer here. Stalking Slasher, getting some stock going. Want to try to get someone Vamp as well. Even just a little bit would help. And we will be able to not quite finish off the stock, however. Taking our pallet as well. That's fine. You can get rid of that. As well as that pallet. And the fact that we have taken the pallet as well means that we get drop leg knife sheath, allowing us to get the down. A hook onto Vamp. A pain resonance at that. I mean, good things here for Valdez. Now we're searching for our survivor players. Lurking around, stealthing to have eyes on the Ghostface before we actually do anything. This is what makes Ghostface a really relatively difficult set for survivor side here. You have to be very pristine with your comms. And make sure that you always have eyes on the ghost face. You don't want to ever get snuck up on, because if you get snuck up on, well, you know, it's never a good thing. You get grabbed off the gen, get one tapped off the gen. It's one of those sets that can easily result in a 4K5. Maybe not a 4K5, but a 4K. In general, 4Ks are definitely not uncommon on the ghost face. Vamp wants to vault through the pallet, knowing that he can't be grabbed thanks to the borrowed time. And Sparky now taking chase, and a good down onto Sparky. Beautiful stuff there by Valdez. Look for a pain resonance hook. We actually do have one in the middle of the map, and we do see the aura of Remy working that generator off in the distance there. This is actually Slasher. My bad. Remy is working the library generator. Bit of a visual bug here. Generator is being operated. Very, very good stuff. Remy stealthing for this unhook. We don't have eyes on our killer just yet. Still searching for any eyes that we can get. We will actually find an unhook on the Sparky here, but you do have to be careful here. A tag could come through. There is Valdez searching around the middle of the map here, lurking around. We do see scratch marks heading towards the top side of the map. There is Remy. Perhaps not a survivor you really want. You would have liked Slasher more than anything. However, Slasher is, you know, not been hooked. So if you're trying to end this game as relatively early as possible, you definitely want to get a tunnel out if you can afford it. Taking some stock onto Remy. Not going to commit for anything, even that's not necessary. And there is Slasher. Slasher now getting fully stalked. Not going to be able to make this window, very unfortunately. Eruption applying to these generators. Picking up Slasher, we get pain resonance, if we can find it. Doesn't look like we actually can, though, so survivors can rest easy that the pain resonance is not activated. We want to patrol these generators. We get full resets on all survivors here. And Ghostface a very slow-paced game here. Vamp did not see Valdez! Oh, that could be game ending. That could really be game ending. A good tag onto Sparky. Need to see if maybe we're going to go for the pickup. We are going to go for the pickup onto Vamp. Okay. So we are choosing to just take our pressure where we can find it. We're not going to, like, go super hard on the camp here. This is actually just as good, though. You don't mind Slasher being unhooked here. Vamp is your second stage. So going for the camp there wasn't necessary. You can just take Vamp. And there is Slasher. Slasher now in chase here. The question is, does he make anything? Slasher makes absolutely nothing. That is going to be another down for Valdez. This is exceptionally good stuff for Valdez here. We could be looking at a 4K2. Generators off in the distance being worked. Remy back on this bathroom generator. A little bit of progress happening. But here's the thing. Valdez is in a really strong position as we do see the bathroom here. We are in stealth. And Sparky gets found and down at that God pallet. Wasn't quite able to pay attention to it. Vamp trying to go for a head-on play, but not going to happen at all. We knew he was there. Vamp running to the bottom side of the map here. We're choosing to instead cut our losses. Vamp was coming in for a bit of a PR here, or a bit of a pallet save here. Not going to happen, though, unfortunately. Vamp going to go for the unhook instead, but I think this is just going to end up being a trade. We're trying to get the body block here, but it's not going to quite work out. Oh, we can just kill Slasher. I think Slasher doesn't really have much to play here. Very unfortunately, I think Slasher simply will die. Ooh, actually, we're choosing to leave. Maybe a good idea here. We want to try to maybe play for the best result we possibly can here. Remy working a gen off somewhere in the corner of the map, unbeknownst to Valdez. We are heading towards that general direction now, though. as we do hear the resets going on this God palette. Playing it very, very safe is Vamp. Actually going to loop around this God filler here. Going to have to drop it now, unfortunately. Drop leg knife sheath activating. Going to be able to continue chase. Vamp looping very efficiently. Going to be able to make that window. And another gen does pop in the distance for the troubles of Hollow. This is some really good connecting tiles here. But it looks like Valdez might just be able to shut down the chase here unless Slasher can actually body block. But here's the thing. Oh my god! I can, quite frankly, just hear the VC right now. A swing through the pallet. Gonna result in a down and the pallet being broken as well. So a resource and a death. Gonna be very good for Valdez here. However, here's the thing. Remy working this bathroom gen. Not gonna be able to get it done though. Very close to popping. Gonna take our 99 onto Remy. Kick our gen for Eruption. And I think Vamp or Remy are... Well, Vamp and Sparky would be your ideal chase here. If you can find a quick down onto Remy, you definitely don't hate it, and it looks like exactly is what you're going to find. A quick down onto Remy. Vamp, Sparky resetting. Hook onto Remy. That was the pain resonance hook we were looking for. Heading into the library. And head back over to this generator over at the bathroom. Now, if you can find a survivor kind of just lurking around here, but I don't think we have anyone lurking around here at all, really interesting. We do actually have Vamp vaulting into the loving arms of our killer player here. Valdez saying, give me a kiss. Vamp happily obliging as we're heading over to the bottom side of the map now. Tries to loop around this. Not gonna work out for Vamp, though. As Vamp will simply be dying. Remy running to the top side of the map here. Sparky working a generator elsewhere. Trying to maybe sneak one by. If we can get another one done, we definitely wouldn't hate it. But here's the thing. We did find Sparky. And Remy is somewhere around. Maybe you don't want Sparky. You want Remy. And I think Remy is exactly who you will find here. The question is, does Remy actually have anything? She does not. She has a locker. And she will be forcing it. Sparky continuing to work this generator. Hatch can spawn somewhere. Typically, you don't want to hook the final survivor as Ghostface, as Hatch is a possibility now. So this is a Hatch race. Oh my god. That scared me. A Hatch race. We're seeing who can find it first. The question is, will Valdez get his power and down Sparky before Sparky can find the Hatch? Fully stocked. But the thing is, we found it! Oh my god! We have managed to find the Hatch. One stage is out the door. That's going to be 11 stages with 2 gens remaining. Beautifully played from Sparky. And when we come back, we're going to see if Izalith can match or even best that result. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sanity's Campfire. We are here, back on the Larry's Memorial Institute, playing some Ghostface Vamp, this time on the Ghostface Valdez, Zimmy, Adam, and Brokeman for the side of Izalith. We're already seeing a chase here coming through. And a reveal as well, coming in onto Zimmy. Vamp more than content to take his stock and leave. We can't actually see how much stock the killer has right now. Bit of a visual bug they're going on too. But Vamp's simply gonna leave, take whatever pressure he can find. Just not finding anything right now. I mean, it's just kind of like they're playing very, very slow. We did see someone crossing mid. We do see them crossing mid here. We have 99 survivors. This generator inside of this long room is looking mighty progressed. Oh dear, are we gonna find 2 stocks? No, just 1, but it is the survivor that you probably want the most, as he is on a generator that is being decently progressed. It is Adam, and he's gonna go down on this god pallet. Is there a pallet save? No, there is not. You hate to see it for Adam here. Adam gonna be hooked on this pain residence on this top side of the map. Oh dear. Does Vamp make this? Vamp might not make this. He barely does. That was actually a lot closer than it should have been, especially because we bumped into something. That could have been pretty bad here, but a pain resonance is going to be absolutely necessary here for Vamp. Brokeman still fully stocked. Needs to be very vigilant at this point. If he gets caught out the next 10 seconds, it doesn't happen. That's very good here for Brokeman. We can leave Adam on hook a little bit. The win condition for our killer is 4K2. A loss is a 4K1 because of the hatch escape. So a 4K2 will result in a win here for Vamp. 4K1, not so much. It will result in a loss. We know someone was around here as well. We are taking out a stock because we were just around this hook. We're more than content, it looks like, with camping it, which you don't hate. However, looks like we will be able to get the unhook for relatively free here. No trading necessary, but maybe trading is necessary because we are seeing a down onto Valdez. Adam was trying to come in maybe for a last-minute BT hit. It's just barely not going to land true. However, we're more than content, however, with taking our stock onto Adam, making him ostensibly injured at this point. Hook onto Valdez. 2 hooks to our name. A gen does pop in the distance. Adam and Brokeman both working a generator. Zimmy in chase on the top side of the map here. Wants to vault this window. Maybe to get a good mind game here. Wants to revault this window. Wants to triple vault this window. And it will result. No, it will not. We were not content with that. We wanted to maybe take our stock here. And it does actually pay off, as we are seeing a fully stock onto Zimmy. Are we going to continue with this chase? I think we are going to continue. We do actually see Brokeman here. Maybe coming in for the protection onto Zimmy. But maybe you're not content with that. Yeah, you're not content with that. You want to find more. And you do actually find more. There is Valdez. Both of these survivors are your ideal chaser. This god pallet needs to be dropped. No choice. Drop leg knife sheath activated. We are now continuing chase onto these injured survivors here, and you might find it relatively quickly. You have another pallet right here. 10% haste coming in. Will it be enough to find this down? It will. Beautiful stuff from Vamp, playing with his add-ons very, very effectively. picking up Adam as well. And we're able to find a pain resonance at that. Boil over, by the way. Not a perk you see often. Oh, sorry, a pain resonance already used on Adam. It's Valdez who has the pain resonance. So Brokeman, Zimmy, both working generators in the distance. We need Valdez to go for this unhook. Valdez, what's important right now is that we don't get found. Vap kind of just patrolling the area in the middle here, looking for any sort of rotation coming through. Not gonna quite find it. Wants to check out that middle gen. No one on it at the moment. We're more than content with just stealthing for this unhook. And there is Brokeman. Brokeman working this gen up in the distance here on the top side of the map. Will allow Valdez to go for this unhook. Relatively freely, fully infect or fully stocked. We make this pallet just fine, but we do need to be careful here. We don't want to get mind gamed. Dropping the pallet on the right side. Now we're taking our distance here. We don't find our down just yet. Dropping that pallet. Brokeman playing this chase very exceptionally well here. Going back up to the top side of the map, choosing to leave is Vamp. Again, 4K2 is our win condition. Zimmy, however, going to make that win condition even harder as another gen is about to pop. We're looking for a down onto whoever this is. This looks like Adam here. This is Adam. This is the tunnel out survivor. This is who you want to find most of all. Drop leg knife sheath coming in. Getting some more stock onto Adam. If you can find a quick down onto Adam, you are in position for a decent result here. A tag onto Valdez, slowing down our survivor, or slowing down our killer player even more so. We have library here. We can make it. And we also have the God Pallet in library. And it looks like we will be able to make the God Pallet at that. Beautiful stuff from Adam. No blind coming in. Zimmy may be coming in to try to help a little bit. Brokeman still working that generator off in the distance. A double of the generator will result in another gen popping. You don't think it's good enough. You don't think it's good enough to take a tag. You want the down. So you're going to leave, cut your losses, and leave. Stealthing off, looking for another survivor. This gen, really close to popping. We know what survivors we're working in. There is Brokeman kicking this pallet here. More than happy to take some stock onto Brokeman here. Zimmy working a generator, or Adam working a generator off in the distance. Zimmy working that generator now in that corner room. Adam is 99. You have to assume it. Adam is basically injured. Basically, like half an injure. We do find Valdez here. A tag onto him. We know Adam is around here. There is Adam. If we can kill Adam in time, we can maybe make this a 4K2, but a gen does pop in the distance, making this a little bit harder for Vamp here. We are not interested in dropping this God Pallet. We want to maybe force a tag. Full stock onto Vamp. Trying to mind game a little bit, but it's going to result in a down onto Adam. Very good try. You can see Brokeman was coming in maybe to try to take a hit for Adam, but it's just not going to happen. A flash save? No. You hate to see it. This main generator being operated. Heading over to it now. So it's not going to pop. Brokeman now working a gen off in the distance. They're actually choosing to double the generator. This could actually be very good if they double this generator and Valdez lasts. If Valdez lasts, they could win. A very good mind game coming in from Vamp, causing Valdez to go down. Zimmy, no choice but to stealth off of the generator, go for the unhook. Valdez, a pain resonance coming through as well. Very unfortunate stuff here. Stealthing, we're looking to see if we can contest that progressing generator. There is Zimmy. We found the stealther. We found the stealther, but here's the thing. You know this gen over here is being worked. Do you really want to go for the unhook at the risk of that generator popping? I think Vamp disagrees with that. Brokeman, 99. Ready to go. Vamp, or Zimmy, FTP'd. This is so weird. I can now see Zimmy's stock. That's kind of weird. That's not even real stock. It can't be. Huh. Anyway. Considering, or continuing to follow these scratch marks, there is Brokeman fully stocked in just a moment. Need to do it. We can loop around this one more time here. Maybe get a good mind game. No, it's not going to quite work on Brokeman. Brokeman now going to be able to drop this pallet and make cross-map distance over to the top side of the map. Valdez and Zimmy need to be very careful here. When I head into the main building and disrupt it as best we possibly can. This is kind of where the gen was being worked. Zimmy, now fully infected. The question is, does Zimmy actually make something? No, we don't. We have no choice but to force our locker here. Brokeman working the gen off on the bottom side. It popping will be huge here. A pain resonance coming through. Very unfortunate. Brokeman needs to stealth for this pull. Valdez needs to continue that gen and contest it. But Vamp, I think, is aware that Brokeman is around here somewhere. And he was. Zimmy gets unhooked. We cannot do anything about that, though. We need to go down and protect that generator. Valdez playing it safe, getting off the generator instantly. Brokeman choosing to get on main building. Valdez getting fully stalked here, and that is a down onto Valdez. That could be devastating. That could be devastating because Valdez is out of the game. Brokeman is working that gen in the main building. They are currently, they're not doubling it. Oh dear. If they were doubling it, maybe they could pop it. Brokeman doing his best to try to finish this generator. Patrolling, heading to the top side of the map. Yet again, a lot of progress applied to this generator. It's going to be shortly interrupted. Zimmy is the one stealthing for it, however, has no choice but to get off of it. Zimmy actually choosing to go down the map to finish the generator at the bottom side. Brokeman working on not dying. We will actually fully take Vamp out of stock here. We make this pallet, but we... Beautiful mind game from Vamp. A tag will mean that Vamp is now going to go back over to the gen on the bottom side. Brokeman choosing to immediately get back on that generator on the top side of the map. This is down to the wire. What you need is for a chase to last. They're not aware. Brokeman taking chase on the top side of the map. Zimmy now having to get back on his gen. It's 50-50. Brokeman gonna be, or it's 50%, I'm sorry. Brokeman gonna be able to make this pallet. I suspect maybe his Vamp is gonna swing through it. Was almost right, but maybe a bit of lag happening there as Brokeman gets mind gamed. Zimmy gonna try his best to finish this gen, but it looks like it's just not enough. Zimmy running away. Now, what is the play here, is the question. Is Zimmy going to rotate, maybe to try to finish the other generator, catch Vamp off guard, or are we going to try to catch Brokeman? We do see scratch marks, so we know Zimmy was around here. And it looks like we're going to be trailing that. We're trailing the scratch marks. That could be pretty bad for Zimmy here. We will be able to pick up Brokeman in time, though. But we are being trailed. We need to be mindful of that. Going back over to the bottom side of the map here. Brokeman now in chase. Can we actually make this window? I don't think we can. We barely do. That is incredible stuff. We're able to now make this fallen pallet. Zimmy going to the bottom side of the map, choosing now to break this pallet. Zimmy continuing to work his bottom side generator. All Brokeman has to do is last just a little bit longer, as long as we possibly can. Vaulting this window, but unfortunately, a down onto Brokeman. Zimmy has to stealth again. Not on the main building. We know what gen he was working now. Heading down there, Zimmy is going to be able to stealth. Or is actually stealthing. Kind of in this bathroom area. Doesn't look like we're actually going to find Zimmy. We do see scratch marks yet again. And we went into a locker. Oh dear. I think... Yeah, that is it. It's going to be a 4K2, and that is going to mean Hollow is going to take both this set and the entire game. Well played from Vamp. It was very, very close there, as Vamp is now going to want to try to find Brokeman. Now, if Brokeman actually bleeds out here, it could mean Hollow, or it could mean Izalith actually wins. You need to be careful about hooking this here. Hatch can spawn anywhere. And if Brokeman is crawling anywhere and happens to spawn on him, and you can't find Brokeman before Zimmy dies, it could be bad. Brokeman finds a little corner to tuck themselves into. Quietly bleed out and die, but unfortunately, it's simply not enough. As a 4K2 means that Hollow has taken the entire games. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming to week 2 of Dead of Winter here at N&D's Campfire. We'll be back next week for more exciting games. Stay tuned for that, and goodbye.